Hey, so OBS has been being really freaking weird lately. Also, I am sick, so if you're coughing and potentially, I'll be coughing and maybe blowing my nose throughout this video. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about parenting. Let me make this bigger. So, parenting. Got some thoughts, right? That's why I'm making this video. Obviously. Also, let me know how the audio is. I'm using a different mic. I haven't used this mic in a while, but I'm curious how it's going to sound. So literally earlier today, probably 2 hours ago, maybe not even that, maybe 90 minutes ago, I was at more like about 2 hours ago. I was at McDonald's. I went there after work because I worked earlier this evening, and also I got some Tic Tacs. Look at these. They're citrus. I got this at Dollar General earlier. Should get Tic Tacs more often. Anyway, it's only $1 for like a whole box. Pretty cool. But yeah, nice little container. I like them. Tastes good too. Citrus, but yeah. Sorry, ADHD, getting distracted. And there's my cat too. Hey kitty, I love you. So yeah, I was at McDonald's the other day. Earlier today. And got some food. Got their new it's a chicken sandwich. I forget what it's called, but anyway, and then a couple McChickens, which might be the best value McDonald's item. The McChicken. It's like 150 and it's like 390 calories. Anyway, I get it without lettuce though, because lettuce is. Well, I don't like the lettuce. I don't like McDonald's lettuce. Anyway, hey, little stinker, there she is. She jumped up. Pet that ball of fur. Okay, but I'm sorry. I'm very ADHD and I have a high proclivity toward over-inclusive thinking, so that's a factor too. But yeah, but and I have a drink to prove it. This is proof that I was at McDonald's. You see that? Yeah, McCafe. I like High C. It's a good drink. But yeah. Anyway, these two kids kind of run into the store. I almost said the McDonald's. You could call it a restaurant, but I'm not going to call it that. Excuse me. And I'm finally starting to feel better and get better, but I'm still sick. These two kids run in, and it's a boy and a girl. The boy is probably 7, and the girl is he might be 6. The boy was he's probably 6 actually. The girl was probably 4 or 5. Okay, so stinker, you can just chill right there. Yeah, baby kitty. Anyway, and so they kind of run in, immediately go toward. This was like while I was ordering actually, and they walk over to this, or they run over to the table that has a screen. I don't even know what it is exactly. Apparently, you like make a face. Apparently, because I looked over at one point at what they were doing, and they were like dragging an eyebrow or something. Apparently, you make a face or something. It's this new game, for kids. Because they also have like the light up table that's like you tap it and it like changes color or whatever, which I've seen kids play with that too. But yeah, so they were like interacting with this table that was also like a screen, and I was just kind of watching them a little bit. And the first thing I noticed was the parents were nowhere to be seen. So the first thing I thought after a few seconds was, where are the parents? Right? But anyway, I was just trying to order my food, decide what I want. Anyway, I order my food, go to sit down, waiting on my food. I get a drink, and just waiting on my food. And these kids continue to just interact with this table, and anyway, they're cute kids, but where are their parents? Like I'm thinking, where are their parents? Like several minutes pass, and I still don't see their parents, and I'm like, interesting. Eventually, actually, one of the kids, the boy, kind of ran over to where I was. I was several feet away from where that table was with the screen. He ran over to where I was, and he was like, hello. And I said, I was like, hi. And he was like, how are you? I said, doing pretty good. How are you? He's like, I'm good. And he said, I'm good, as he was like running back. Anyway, cool kid though. It was actually kind of nice. But yeah, because there was like no one else at the McDonald's actually, except for the workers. There was like nobody else. Eventually another guy came in. I'll talk about him in a moment. But I was just like, huh, interesting. Like, it seemed like good kids, but like, they're just by themselves. And minutes and minutes passed, and they were still by themselves. Then eventually this other guy came in. He was around my age, maybe a bit older. He had a beard. I don't know. He's about my age, maybe mid-20s. And he comes in. He's wearing a backpack. Anyway, it's a bit weird actually. He kind of strangely just like walks around the like the dining area at the McDonald's. He like walks around a couple times. I don't know if he was trying to figure out where exactly to sit or what, but eventually he sits down several feet away from me and starts putting his stuff down. He's got this like small laptop. Actually looked kind of cool. I wonder what brand it was. I couldn't see from where I was sitting, but yeah, he's got like he had another a tablet too and some other stuff, but and then a few seconds later, all of a sudden he moves to another place, which was interesting. But you might say he was a man of a bit of a nervous disposition, kind of like I used to be. Still am a little bit, but not so much anymore. After experimenting with shrooms, really helps me a lot with anxiety. So anyway, but yeah, and so but I still get distracted a lot. Just not as nervous these days. Anyway, so yeah, eventually he sat down, and again, I'm just still waiting on my food. Eventually I get my food. Didn't take too long, thankfully. The McDonald's I go to, it depends how long it takes. Like, usually I get my food within a few minutes. Sometimes it takes a little while, but, it's a nice place. It's in Greer. It's near the Target in Greer, if you know where that is, but... And the workers are cool, Workers always seem cool. So yeah, it's a good time. I like going there. Go there more than I should probably. Trying to go there less often. Eat healthier, but sometimes, I give in to the urges. But yeah, so anyway, eventually get my food, and these kids are still just like kind of running around. They're making some noises, it's a little distracting, a little disturbing. I mean, it's just me and this other guy in the McDonald's, and then the workers. But there are other people. Like, these kids are, and at one point this boy starts. Well, okay, so it's interesting because I remember at one point the girl left the store or left the McDonald's, and I don't know where she went, but then she like came back. I guess the parents were in the car. That's kind of what I deduced. Like, I guess they were in the car. But it was pretty strange. Because the girl like opened the door, went outside, and then like came back a little while later. And I think the boy did the same thing a few minutes after that. But it was just kind of strange because it's like they started making noise, kind of running around. They weren't really like that annoying, but it was just a bit awkward because like, and I remember this other guy who's like across the room. He's got his like computer. He's a bit of a nerd. I'll tell you, he looked a bit like a nerd with the glasses. He had glasses too. I mean, his build, like kind of tall, kind of skinny. His build, his beard, and his glasses. A bit like me, honestly. I'm kind of skinny, pretty tall, but I don't wear glasses. That's a big difference. Anyway, but yeah, he and his computer, and he had two screens. He had a computer, and then I think it was a tablet as well, or a laptop and a tablet. Anyway, but like a couple times he noticed, like he like looked over at the kids and was just kind of like, hmm. And then at one point, like me and this guy make eye contact. And it's like, we're both just kind of like looking at each other like, yeah, that's, someone should probably tend to those kids. Like, it's like me and this guy, like, like this guy does not seem like the type of person that I would be friends with just because, I don't know, just his kind of temperament, I guess, But like, we did make eye contact at one point, and we're both just like, I don't know, man, I don't like, those kids need their parents. Like, I don't know where the parents are, but someone should probably, or the caregivers, let's say, maybe with their grandparents, maybe, I don't know, but like, someone needs to check on them kids, like, because they did start to make some noise, and it was a bit annoying. I was trying to enjoy my meal, in peace, but the kids were being a bit loud, especially the boy, actually. The girl made some noise too. Anyway, but yeah, and then at one point, excuse me, the boy really starts getting louder. He starts saying, what was he saying? He was looking at the screen. I don't know. There's some game on it or something. Is what it seemed like. He was interacting with the screen. Oh yeah, that's right. He was saying, no, 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 no. Yes, 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 yes. That's what this kid was saying. Again, this kid was like 6, maybe 7. He might have been 5 actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, he might have been 5 or 6. Yeah, they're both. Yeah, he wasn't that. He's probably 5 or 6. But yeah, he's going no, 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 and then yes, 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 yes. This goes on for like at least a good 25 seconds, probably. Or at least a good 20 seconds. Probably 20 to 30 seconds. This kid just saying this stuff. I don't know. It's some game on the. I don't know what he's reacting to, but something on the screen. I remember even the worker at one point. The worker like looked over and he was like, "What is this kid doing?" Like, because he was being kind of loud. But and here's okay. So that was basically it. But here's the big kicker, you could say. And I don't even really want to say this, but I'm going to because it's just the truth. And it's that these kids were black. And I'm not talking like mixed. Like they were black. They're black kids. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that except it's rather unfortunate, I guess. It's the only thing I can really say about that. But yeah, it's just not a good thing, right? Clearly not a good thing. I mean, the thing is, I never saw the parents. I ended up finishing my meal finally after like 30 minutes because I chilled there for a while. I like to stay there, just kind of, I don't know, think about things usually. Helps me think. I go to different locations, different places. I go to Flying Fox Coffee for the same reason sometimes, but yeah, and so eventually I finally left and I never saw the parents. Never saw them. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I saw a couple cars on my way out, but I think one of them was like one woman, but I don't think she was black, so I don't think she was the parent. And then the other was like an older lady, like a white lady. So I don't know. It was just strange. It was a bit strange. And, like what could have, sorry, someone just replied to a post I made on Peterson Academy. Anyway, but what could have been the case was that like the grandparents dropped them off or something, and maybe their siblings or something worked at the McDonald's. It's possible. There's a number of black people at least a few black people I've seen at that McDonald's. So that is possible, right? It's like, oh, their siblings or maybe their cousins or something, work there, and their cousins were gonna like take them back home or siblings. I don't know. That's possible, but I don't know. It was just very interesting. I mean, the one worker who like looked over at the kids, he actually was black, and he didn't look at them as if he knew who they were. So he wasn't related to them or didn't know who they were. I don't think. I mean, his reaction, it seemed like yeah, based on his reaction, he didn't know him. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was just a bit strange, but it's not, guys, this is not good. This is not good, guys. This sort of just failure, I'm going to call it what it is. It's a failure of parents to parent their kids. And I keep seeing it. Like I'll see these videos on my feed on YouTube of like Matt Walsh reacting to like parents on TikTok, and it concerns me. It's like parents are going to TikTok. Like parents are going to TikTok for advice on parenting, for help, for support, for empathy or sympathy. Like, what the crap, guys? Like, as an adult, and like I've got a lot of maturing to do, let me tell you. I've got a lot of growth to do. But as an adult, officially, I'm 22 years old. Like, this concerns me when I see stuff like this. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we as adults? I mean, I'm not a parent, but if you're a parent, why are you going to TikTok? I know it's a small minority. I get it. but it shouldn't be like how much is what percentage of parents is too high of a percentage or parents who go to TikTok, like, you know what I'm saying? What number is too much? Like like 0.001%, and it's probably more than that. 0.0, it might be 0.01, but that's too much. Or it might be 0.1. I don't know. 0.1 would be what, 1 in 1,000 parents. Yeah, I don't know exactly. I don't know the percentage, but it's like it shouldn't ever be happening, in my opinion. Like it's concerning. It's concerning to me. It's like, what are we doing, parents? Guys, what are we doing? If you're an adult watching this, especially if you're a parent, what are we doing? Like, really, just if you're an adult, I would say, like, what are we doing, guys? Whether you're Gen X or Gen Z, like, or even old, whatever. What's before Gen X is how you would say it? What is before Gen X? Oh gosh, I should know this. Or is it the Zoomers? Is that what it is? Sean Rona's generation? Sean Rona, he's like 44, I think, at this point. I think Zoomers, yeah. Yeah, it'd be Zoomers, I think. Anyway, so it's concerning. I don't even want to talk about the stuff I would see at Ingles back when I worked at Ingles, and at Lowe's Foods a bit too. I worked there for like a month, so, and Target too, but especially Ingles for some reason. I don't know, Target. I guess people are maybe more socially aware at Target. People care more. Something about the environment, at Target, there's something about it. But I would see it some at I think I did see it. I'm trying to recall if I saw, bad parents at Target. I'm sure I saw at least a couple, but I didn't work there for too long either. Like, what was it, 2 months, 3 months? Yeah, not long. Anyway, because I worked over a year at Ingles, and the stuff I saw at Ingles, oh my gosh, talk about neglect. Talk about just utter, complete failure on the part of the parents. Like, just talk about a disaster. Talk about, oh my gosh, just parents not doing their job. Just like telling their kid, be quiet, and like not even like, oh my gosh. Like, yeah, you got to negotiate with your kid. You got to learn how to freaking, even I know this crap. I'm not even a parent, guys. This is the thing. This is what gets me. This is what gets me going. Like, this is what makes me angry. This presses my buttons, y'all. I'm not even a parent, and I know this crap. I'm not even about to be a parent. And I've read a bunch of books on parenting, like, and I still know this crap. It's not that complicated, guys. Like, okay, yes, it is. I'm sure. Like, being a parent is not easy. Like, well, actually, apparently, Matt Walsh has said it's not complicated. It's difficult. It's hard, but it's not complicated. You just do what you got to do. Like, at least generally, Now, if you have a kid and they're like severely autistic or something, okay, then it gets complicated, or anorexic or something. Like, okay, fair, or like super intelligent, like, well, that one kid who unfortunately killed himself because his parents did such a dismal job. Gosh. Jared Thomas Barker, I'm going to say his name. No longer alive, killed himself at the age of 17. He literally did. I'm not making this up. He was almost 18 too. Like, he was like less than a month or like 2 weeks away, I think. About 2 weeks away from turning 18. Offed himself. Because the kid was so smart. Dude, this guy, he was 17, This kid, he was so smart. So freaking smart. Like, maybe the smartest guy I've ever known. Dude was so, like, oh my gosh. His vocab, his freaking just general knowledge of religion, politics. Like, when he was a kid, he could keep up with adults. This kid, Jared. When he was like 9, he would have conversations with grown adults. And because he could keep up. He could keep up. And he would get so bored that he would just like start talking to the adults. And he could keep up. He could talk about religion, politics. Yeah, like certain things he didn't know. But like, dude could keep up. He was just so intellectually superior compared to us. He was he was almost 2 years older than me. But killed himself. Committed suicide at the age of 17. Almost 18. Like, because psychological entropy got out of control for him. His psychological. So And no doubt, I'm sure, bad parenting played, or because I know his parents, I know his dad fairly well. It's complicated, right? Because they got divorced, and oh gosh, I probably shouldn't even say that, but no one's gonna care anyway. It's not like this video's gonna go viral, but it's so freaking unfortunate. It's so fucking unfortunate. I want to curse, but I'm not going to. It is. It's so freaking unfortunate that this kid killed himself. It's like, God, like, you think his brother? I knew his brother. I used to be best friends with his brother. We said we were BFFs. You think his brother is ever, and his sister? He's got a sister too. You think they're ever gonna get over that? Their deceased brother, bro. They probably think about it maybe every day. I mean, I don't know. It's been a while. It's been what, 3-4 years, or 4 or 5 years? I don't know. It's been a while, but gosh, man, it just kills me because it's like, sorry, that was a weird choice of words. But I hate it because it's like it could have been prevented. Could have been if society wasn't so fucked up and we actually cared about helping people who were good at thinking and who were smart. If we actually gave them resources and, therapy didn't cost $120 a session. Maybe he would have, I don't know, maybe he went to therapy. I don't freaking know. Maybe he went and then stopped going because the price. I don't know. Like, I've been to therapy. Like, God, it's just sickening what we've done as a society. And parents are a big result of a lot of the, lack of proper parenting, lack of good parenting is a major contributing factor to the shittiness of society. I'll just put it like that. I mean, for lack of a better word. It just sucks, man. It really sucks. And suicide really bothers me when I hear about shit like that. It happens. Like, especially when it's someone I know. And like I said, I used to be like best friends with his brother. Now, and at the time, he was a jerk. That's the thing. He was a jerk at the time. Like, I called him like my worst enemy. It was kind of a joke, but like he hated me. But like now looking back, oh my gosh, like how were we so blind? How are the adults so blind? I was a kid at the time, but like how the frick are the adults, like what? I don't understand. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb that it happened. The man killed himself. It's so fucking dumb and so preventable. God. It's like, dude was so intelligent, bro. Ask anyone who knew him, bro. If you go to the website, I'm not going to tell you where to find it or anything, but like, I've looked at the website where people left notes about him and his life. Several people were talking about he was so smart, he was so funny, and he was. Like, he had a sense of humor. That's a sign of high intelligence. But like, he really was, bro. Like, this kid was super, like, only God knows what his IQ would have been. Like, if it were perfectly accurate, You know what I'm saying? Like, only God knows what number. Like, I would bet probably top 0.1%. The 99.9th percentile. I'd put some money on that. I'd put like $5 grand on that. He was at least the 99.9th percentile. Which is high, right? Like, that's high. Not crazy high, but definitely high. Like, this dude was highly intelligent, but killed himself because society is the way it is, and no one fucking cares enough. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna curse. People don't fucking care enough about this shit to actually, and this is, look, one of the reasons I make these videos is to try to make a change, to try to make a fucking difference in America, at least. Because this shit needs to be talked about. Like, it's not a joke, guys. We're talking about life here. We're talking about our lives, society, where we live, how we live. We're talking about this shit. Like, and it needs to be talked about. And look, I welcome anyone who disagrees with me to, well, you can make a response video if you'd like. That'd be cool. Or leave a comment. Like, please. I'll hear you out. Like, I'm far from perfect, but I'll try to hear you out and, like, understand your position. Like, I've tried to do that thus far. I think I've done that pretty successfully. Yeah, I've insulted people sometimes, but, like, I try to provide reasoning if I insult somebody. Like, if I call someone an idiot or dumb or, I try to at least explain, Anyway, but this is just what messes with me, guys. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? No, okay. What the fuck are we doing, guys? Parents, what are y'all doing? Wake up. We need to wake up as a society. And a big part of it is parents. A massive part of the shittiness of what's going on in America specifically is just the lack of parents, the apathy of parents. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's the apathy of parents. They just don't give a shit. They'd rather be on their phone. They'd rather be, talking to their friend and, hey, how you doing, Karen? It's like they've got their kids like begging them, to, I don't know, be held or whatever. They're like, no, hold on, honey. It's like, gosh dang, be a freaking parent. Like, it's not that complicated. Yeah, it's hard, but, well, you decided to have a kid. Like, that's what you signed up for. That's why you should be married, right? Hey, kitty. My cat's like, she's used to me being loud and stuff, and so it's tough to know how much she can tell, like, when I'm angry, and I don't know. But she's just, like, chilling under there. She's walking over there. But, yeah, she's cool. She's cool. I feel like she understands me pretty well, actually. Anyway, but, bro, it's like, parents, what the fuck are you doing? Seriously. Someone explain this shit to me. Explain this shit to me. Just the apathetic nature, or attitude is more accurate. The apathetic attitude that so many parents today carry. Someone explain it to me. Like, I understand a lot of it, which is brainwashing by the media and all that, and, phones, and, I mean, the phone, a screen, like, it's tough. Obviously, I struggle with it too. But look at that. It's 11:11 right now. Anyway, it emits light, and then there's all sorts of colors. Those two things alone make it addictive, right? Because your brain colors, and then light, your cortex, your occipital lobe, like, it makes sense, right? Why it's so addicting. But at the same time, I don't know, man. Because also, yes, there's psychological tactics. Social media is designed to hook your attention. I get it. I get that. But if you're going to be a parent and have a kid, you got to dedicate the time. You have to be a parent. There's no excuses. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no fucking excuses. It's not a joke, guys. Like, it's not. It's not a joke. Parenting is not a joke. Like, you understand? Like, you want to know why generational trauma keeps going on? Passing down generations is because of. It's obvious. Because parents don't give a shit. They don't want to deal with their own problems. They don't want to deal with their trauma themselves. So guess what? If you don't deal with it yourself, you're going to pass it on to your kids. That's how it happens. Dragon doesn't die on its own. It only gets bigger. It only keeps growing and gets bigger and stronger. It's how it works. It's how trauma works until someone faces it and says, okay, enough is enough. Someone has to deal with it. Like, I've faced this in my own life. I've seen it happen. Like, it doesn't just go away. It's not how shit works. It's not how reality works, man. Someone has to face the dragon and slay it or tame it or put a cage around it. Something. Like, someone has to face it, though, and confront it. Like, so someone explain this shit to me. Someone explain why parents today, the average parent, as far as I can tell, is just not doing a good job. Maybe I'm wrong. But based on what I saw at Ingles, based on what I've seen recently, based on what I saw earlier today, it seems like it's true. The average parent today is just not a good parent, not doing a good job. Could be doing way better if they just wanted to, if they cared. Then they fixed like a few basic things. It's really just about using your brain, guys. Got to use that noodle. That's all it is, parents. You listening to me? You parents, maybe any parents that are watching this video? Got to use that noodle, okay? Just think, please. Just think. It's our highest capacity. It's our speech is our greatest gift in a way. It's our most potent creative tool. And that's a great way to sort out yourself psychologically. Like, that's another big reason I make these videos, because it just helps me sort myself out. But seriously, like, use your words. Learn how to write. Learn how to read. Read books on parenting. Like, okay, look. I had a conversation with my therapist about this not long ago, like about a month ago. I told her at one point, I was like, I think what really was true was my parents didn't really know what the heck they were doing. I told her that because it was true. And she told me, because apparently she's a parent, she told me, she was like, yeah, like as a parent, we really don't know what we're doing. And I was like, okay, that's fair. And we talked about that. But here's the thing, and I didn't say this at the time, but I thought about it later, is, okay, that's fine, but what is stopping you, parents, from going to the library and buying books? What is stopping you from, or just going to Amazon? Like, I said going to the library and buying. What is stopping you from buying books, either on Amazon or going to the library and checking out books and reading them? Reading books by other parents on parenting, about how to parent. Like, yeah, it's not going to equip you for everything, but it'll help. It'll help. Like, there's nothing. What is stopping you from doing that? Oh, I don't have the time. Oh, I don't have the money to buy those books. Well, you go to the library. Like, it's not, like, save the money. You know, check out the books and bring them back. Like, read them, then, you know, take them back to the library. Like, nothing is stopping you other than your own stupid excuses from doing that. Nothing is stopping you from reading books about parenting by parents. Like, that people, I mean, especially as, you know, either by psychologists could be good, like Carl Jung maybe. That could help, you know. He was never a parent to my knowledge, but you could also, it's a good idea to read books by people, you know, other parents, people who have lived through it. They can tell you what they encountered, what happened to them, and what they had to go through. Like, they can explain their struggles, and then if you can read it, you can do that. You can read it and you can learn from it, and then you can not make those mistakes. And again, it's not going to be like, oh, you read all these books and now you'll be a perfect parent. Yeah, perfection is not possible, but consistent, what would you say? A consistently good performance. Not that it's all about performance, but like that's what you should be striving for. That is possible. Being a consistently good parent is possible. And reading books will help you do that. There's nothing stopping you other than yourself from doing that. If you're a parent, there's literally nothing else stopping you. You can always find the time. You just have to care enough. You just have to care enough. The parents these days don't care. They don't give a shit. They really don't. And that's why, you know, Gen Alpha's probably screwed. I mean, I was talking to my buddy from high school about this before. He was like, yeah, they're screwed. Like, they're not going to make it. They're just not going to be able to think. They're not going to have any skills. Not really. Other than, you know, coding maybe or something like that. Like, they're just not going to make, like, they're all going to die. No, I don't know. No, but, but it's terrible. It's really freaking bad. It's really not good. It's really a terrible thing to be a shitty parent and not give a crap. Like, it's really just a horrible thing. It's like your one most important duty in life, most important thing you could ever do in life, and you're just not going to care about it because you're too busy, because you don't have the energy, because you just don't have the mental capacity. Seriously? Like, come on, man. Come on, parents.